All right, imagine if you were waiting like Skinner waited, hey, for a rat to happen to touch a lever on a side wall in a box. So rat would have to come up, then they'd have to actually put a paw on the lever to push it, right? Before they get a treat. And it's going to take a while for that rat to do it the first time, right? And it could take a long time if you think about it, if you don't do something to speed things up. So Skinner figured out how to speed up this kind of operant conditioning training by actually using a process he calls shaping. Shaping. So right where my cursor is on the slide, I'm circling that word. Okay. Shaping means reinforcing small approximations toward the behavior. So you can think of it as reinforcing baby steps, right, toward the behavior. So now I want you to visualize a demo we do in class to demonstrate the power of shaping. Okay. And I'm going to talk about the most impressive one that we've done in real life. I want you to sit back and relax, put your pen or pencil down just for this example, and close your eyes if that really helps you to visualize this. Okay? Okay. So, we ask for a volunteer to leave the classroom for a minute. Well, the class votes on a simple, non-embarrassing behavior. And the person who volunteers, they're assured ahead of time that this will be a non-embarrassing behavior, like turning off the light switch, right? What I'm going to tell you about is a time where our class noticed that our volunteer brought a skateboard to class that was right by his desk. So they voted to have him get the skateboard, bring it down to the front of class where there's space, and to ride it across the stage. And I say this is the most impressive because this is a pretty complicated behavior when you think about the typical ones that we would do with this demo, like switching a light switch on or off, right? Yeah. So now the person knows that when they get called back in, as soon as we decide on the behavior, okay, they don't know what it is, we call them back in and they come down and they face me. And that the instructions they have, it's, I'm not going to be able to tell them. Nobody in class can tell them, okay, what the behavior is that we want them to do. But, hey, if they're getting warmer, I will nod, okay? So remember that game you played as a kid? If you get warmer, or are you getting colder, right? If you're getting further away. Now, I'm not going to do this, and they know if they're getting colder, but, you know, nothing from me means basically they're getting colder. We're not going to use this punishment in the class of shaking the head, but I will nod my head when they're getting warmer, and they know that if I'm not nodding my head, they're getting colder. So I want you to think, you know, we'll call our volunteer Joe, but think about if you were in Joe's shoes. Well, you have no idea what to do first, but you know that you need to do something, and you don't even know where you need to go in order to do it, right? The only example you've heard is a light switch, which is, you know, way in one direction in the classroom. And so you generally, the person will start out like Joe did. Joe would start by trying to take steps in different directions, but then watching me closely, okay? And when he would step in a direction that was not in the direction of his skateboard, I wouldn't move. I wouldn't nod my head. Okay. There's nothing. So he's still searching, what direction am I going to go? and he keeps stepping in different directions, and then he hits it, and I'm nodding, right? So you see a big smile on his face, and he takes another step and another, and he watches me the whole time over his shoulder, and he sees me nodding, and he keeps taking steps until he's right at his skateboard, right? Now, he he sees I'm not nodding anymore. And so now he stops walking, and he doesn't know what to do. So he looks what's right around here. He sees a skateboard. Well, he reaches down and touches it, and I nod. Okay, but we're not all clapping like he's done. Okay, so he kept his finger on it, but then he picked it up. Okay, now I'm nodding again. He knows that that's right. Okay, he still knows we're not done. The class isn't clapping yet. Okay, but he's got a skateboard in his hand, and he kind of looks around the classroom. There's only one empty place, right? And so he looks towards there, takes one step with the skateboard toward the front of the classroom. And I'm nodding like crazy, right? Because you could almost read his thoughts here, right? And the minute he saw that, he went running to the front of the room. He's not even checking with me anymore. If he got it wrong, he'll just deal with it then, right? But as soon as he gets to the open space, he throws it down, he jumps on it, he rides it across the stage. The whole class is clapping, right? And we've had a timer who's been timing who said, that's way under 2 minutes. It's only not even quite 1 minute that he did that. That was very impressive. Now, I want you to think about the power of shaping. So you can go back to taking notes, what you were doing before. But think about the power of shaping. If we had waited for Joe to do all that without shaping those baby steps toward the behavior, we could still be waiting, right? And this was before the pandemic. That was a long time ago. But we could all be stuck in that classroom, still waiting. So shaping is a really powerful tool for speeding up operant conditioning. Okay, another great example of operant conditioning is a master's degree that we have here at ASU, and some other universities also have. You know, a master's degree is generally just 2 years after you graduate, 2 more years of schooling. And an ABA therapist, applied behavior analyst, okay, uses operant conditioning, reinforcement only, okay, to provide therapy often, but not always, with children who have autism. And they teach them, found that operant conditioning works so well to teach them new skills, oftentimes skills that they never thought they would do by themselves, and ones their parents never thought they could achieve by themselves. So pretty cool career there. And it's the master's program that gets the highest rated ABA program in the United States, is right here at ASU. Now, here's my favorite example of operant conditioning in action.
Are you finished?
Well, thank you. How thoughtful. Would you like a chocolate?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Oh, sorry, Sheldon. I almost sat in your spot.
Did you? I didn't notice. Have a chocolate.
Thank you.
You're here a lot now.
Oh, am I talking too much? I'm sorry. Zip.
Thank you. Chocolate?
Yes, please. on. Let me take this in the hall. You'll never guess who they got to replace you with.
Okay. I know what you're doing.
Really?
Yes. You're using chocolates as positive reinforcement for what you consider correct behavior.
Very good. Chocolate?
No, I don't want... Sheldon, you can't train my girlfriend like a lab rat.
Actually, it turns out I can.
Well, you shouldn't.
There's just no pleasing you, is there, Leonard? You weren't happy with my previous approach to dealing with her, so I decided to employ operant conditioning techniques, building on the works of Thorndike and B.F. Skinner. Yet by this time next week, I believe I can have her jumping out of a pool, balancing a beach ball on her nose.
No, this has to stop now.
I'm not suggesting we really make her jump out of a pool. I thought the bazinga was implied. I'm just tweaking her personality, just sanding off the rough edges, if you will.
No, you're not sanding Penny.
Are you saying that I am forbidden from applying a harmless, scientifically valid protocol that will make our lives better?
Yes, you're forbidden.
Bad, Leonard.
All right, so that is my favorite example, great example, operant conditioning in action. All right. Now, if you know your schedules of reinforcement with operant conditioning inside and out, you know which of these two categories works the best, okay, for continuing a behavior, which one works the best for learning it at the beginning, and then which one works the best for continuing that trained behavior. Okay, so if you know these inside and out, no worries. But if you don't forget, there was a study sheet posted for you in this past week's module that'll be really helpful to study before the exam on Thursday. Okay, so